In the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most compassionate. Sultanate of Oman, Ministry of Education, Sharqiya South Governorate. Welcome to English for Me series. Grade 10, Semester B, Year 2021. Hello my dear students. How are you? I hope you are all fine. Now let's get started with Unit 1, Lesson 1, which talks about stories and the importance of stories in our life. Lesson 1, Reading and Understanding. Vocabulary. Purposes, human culture, genres, take place, morals, characters, deliberately, deep breath, tragedy, tunnel, fable, monster, entertain, mental, legend, educate, setting, adventure, grabbed, crypt, experience, crowded, mystery, ocean. Background about stories. Stories and storytelling have been an important part of human culture. Our unit is talking about stories and storytelling. They are very important part in our life. For thousands of years, there are many different genres and styles of stories, and we tell them for different purposes. For example, to entertain or to teach an important lesson, to help children learn something new, etc., or so on. Stories are a great tool of language teaching, and because they help students process and remember information, students during learning through stories don't often feel like learning. They don't feel like learning while studying or learning through stories, because stories are fun and entertaining. So they learn in a different way. So they are motivating. Stories are motivating and engaging tool for teaching language. Now let's get started with our book, Stories. Here is our book, Stories. Stories have been an important part. The same stories have been an important part of human culture for thousands of years. This is a very important introduction. While storytelling has been passed down it means go from one person to another through poems, songs, dances, and writing from all cultures and languages in order to educate and entertain us. There are many different types of story genres, including legend, adventure, and stories with morals. All stories have several things in common. All stories have several things in common. They are similar in some way. Firstly, every story needs a setting. Setting, it means the place and the time of the story. This is where the story takes place. Secondly, all stories have characters. Characters, it means the people. These are the people or animals in the story, the heroes. Finally, every story needs a plot. A plot means what? It means the events in a story, starting with the beginning, reaching the climax, and the most exciting part, the climax, and the ending with a resolution. Okay, we have three questions here. Here we have three questions. Number one, which different ways of telling a story are mentioned in the text? Which different ways of telling a stories? Oh, we can tell stories through poems, songs, dances, and writing forms from all cultures and languages. This is the answers of question number one. Number two, what three features do all stories have in common? What three features? All stories have three features in common. Okay, they must have, all stories needs, each story or every story needs a setting, character, and a plot. These are the three features that all stories have in common. This is a personal question. What's your favorite story genre? For myself, for me, I love my favorite story genre is comedy. Why? Because it makes me laugh. It makes me happy. Now let's move to stories. The first story, how the bear lost its tail. How the bear lost its tail. This is the bear, and this is a fox. We know that, what can you see in this picture? We know that the fox is intelligent, and the bear, he wants to make a trick. This fox wants to make a trick. Because this bear loves his tail, because he has a very long tail, as you see in this picture. But in fact, in real life, bears don't have tails, as you know. What can you see in this picture? The fox is fishing with his lovely tail. He made a hole in the ice, and he is fishing with his lovely tail. And when he saw the bear coming, he asked him, he wants to trick him, because the bear loves his tail. Okay, let's see what did the fox do to make the bear lose its tail. Okay, many years ago, bear had a long black tail. This is long ago before. He was very proud of his shiny tail. He was proud of it, and he used to wave it around so that the other animals could admire it. One day, Fox saw Bear waving his tail around and decided to play a trick on him. It was winter, and the wind was blowing hard. Snow was falling and ice covered the lake. Fox walked into a frozen lake and made a hole in the ice. Soon Bear walked past, and he saw Fox sitting on the ice. While Bear was watching, Fox put his tail in the hole and pulled out a huge fish. "Greetings," said Bear. "Look at the fat fish next to Fox. What are you doing?" "I am fishing," answered the fox. This is the best way to fish. Would you like to try? Would you like to try it? Oh yes, said the bear. Fox deliberately took Bear to a place which didn't have any fish. He cut a new hole in the ice and said, "Now turn your pack to the hole and place your tail inside it. Soon the fish will come and you can pull him out." "But how will I know if a fish has grabbed my tail if my back is turned?" asked the bear. "I'll hide and watch," said the fox. "When I see a fish pull your tail, I'll shout, and you must quickly pull your tail out of the water. But don't move until I tell you," said the bear. "I will do exactly as you say." He sat down next to the hole and placed his long, beautiful black tail in the icy water. While Bear was patiently waiting, Fox crept quietly back to his own house, curled up in his warm bed. The next morning, Fox went back to the lake. When he arrived, Bear was still waiting for Fox to tell him to pull his tail out of the lake. Fox crept very close to Bear's ear, took a deep breath, and shouted, "Now, Bear!" Quickly, Bear jumped up and pulled his long tail out of the hole. In the night, the hole had frozen around his tail, and his tail broke off. Alice. Bear turned around to look at the fish he had caught, and instead saw his long, lovely tail in the ice. And so, this is the tale of why all bears have short tails and hate foxes. Now listen again to the whole story in a native speaker. This is to train yourself how to pronounce correctly. Okay? Okay, just now we move to answer these three questions. Number one, how did Fox catch a fish? How did Fox catch a fish? As you can see in this picture, he made a hole first in the ice. He made a hole in the ice. Then he put his tail into the icy water, okay, to catch fish. What happened to the bear's tail? What happened to the bear's tail? The bear lost its tail because the bear is stupid. He believed the fox. And as you know, the fox is cunning and clever, intelligent, because the bear is proud of his long, beautiful tail. So the fox wanted, he only has this long, beautiful tail. So he decided to make the bear lose its tail. He told him he can make, and the fox do, to put his tail in a hole in the ice and to catch fish. Okay, why do you think the fox wanted to trick the bear? As I said, because the bear is proud of its long tail, and the fox wanted to be the only one who has a beautiful long tail. Thank you very much. See you later again in the next part. Thank you. Goodbye.